always an illusion. We have pride, we have anger, we have jealousy, we have envy, and we have lust. With this, we can never be happy. So first thing, we accept that I am sick. What is the next? Once you accept, what is the next A? Approach the right hospital. The moment you are sick, you want to approach the right facilities. Then what do? What is the next A?
Approach the right doctor.
Approach the right doctor. You approach the moment you know you are sick, you go to the right hospital. But in the hospital, you don't go to any doctor, right? You go to a specific doctor for a specific illness. So you approach the right guru, right? We have Srila Prabhupada, who has been preaching, teaching, and passing on the message of Krishna as it is. So we approach him. So anybody who you think is coming in a bona fide sampradaya, you can approach them. Then what happens? What is the next A? Yes. Avoid negative things. So there are 4 things which Dharma stands on. Dharma stands on 4 things and we avoid that. No illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, and no meat eating. So these are the 4 things which a Dharma stands on and we avoid this. And what is the last thing?
Accept positive things.
Very good. Accept positive treatment. And the treatment in the age of Kali to cure from the diseases is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chanting the holy name cleanses the heart. Chanting the holy name clears the bad karma and the good karma which we have in the pipeline. So if you're going to meet with some bad things, you're going to meet with an accident, or you're going to have some miserable things in your life, by chanting the holy name, all the bad things which is going to happen to you, that gets cleared. But that is not the goal of chanting. It helps, but the goal of chanting of the Krishna's name is to go back to Krishna and serve him eternally. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, anything else? One last thing before we start today's discussion. Anybody would like to add anything? No? All right. Yes. Vishnu.
Hare Krishna.
Vishnu.
I missed the last one, and I like what you just said about avoid 4 things. Can I have 1 minute on that, please?
Yes, please.
So I would like to listen that I missed it.
So we speak the Dharma. Dharma is standing on 4 legs. Right? Dharma is standing on 4 legs. No illicit sex. No meat eating. So we don't kill animals for our sense gratification. No meat eating. Straightforward. No intoxication. No tobacco. No alcohol. Right? And then no gambling. No gambling. I'm just coming. I had lunch at someone's house just now. I'm just coming from lunch. And where I went for lunch, he was saying that one of his family members has addiction to gambling. And he has lost 2 crore rupees. How much? And he goes to rehabilitation center so that he cannot gamble. They put him into rehabilitation center for 3 months so that he doesn't gamble. And once he comes back, again he gambles in IPL and cricket and other things. Just now, fresh from the oven. Right? And his father has given notice in the paper that anybody who gives money to my son, I am not responsible for it. So gambling is a terrible problem. Illicit sex. And people have broken houses because they go outside. No meat eating. Why should we kill other animals? If you cannot create, don't destroy. Right? So no meat eating. So these are the 4 pillars which a human being should follow in life.
And you say being the sick. So what can be the sickness?
The sickness what we spoke about is illusion, pride, anger, jealousy, enviousness, and lust. I pardon. Right? So that's just an acronym. We just made it up. It's not Shastric, but this is coming. We all have this disease. Can anybody say that I'm not an illusion? Can anybody say that I don't have pride? Can anybody say, oh yeah, I'm not jealous of anybody else? Can anybody say that I'm not envious? Can anybody say that I'm not lusty? Everybody has these qualities. And these qualities are hampering and we are hankering for this so that we can go further.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Alright, let's begin today's discussion. So we completed the first 10 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. And now we are going to start chapter number today 11, 12 and 13. Where is my cursor? Ram, you came at night, my cursor disappeared. Oh, Gaurav, take down your cursor. Yeah. Okay, fine. So far, we have, how many subject matter does Bhagavad Gita have? 5. Very clear. Out of 5 subject matter, we have spoken so far on 3 subject matters. Jiva, Ishvara, and Karma. Today, we are going to speak on Kala, time. Krishna says, मैं समय हूँ. Where did you hear this? Mahabharata. The brown wheel of Doordarshan rolling. मैं समय हूँ. You remember those days? Doordarshan. Right? So today, Krishna is going to open our eyes in terms of who he is and how he represents as time I am. Alright? So the name of the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is the universal form. Why is it universal form? Who wants to make a guess?
Because he's everything.
He's everything, okay, what else? Why is it universal form? Yeah, you can say.
Because he's the one who made everything.
Because he's the one who made everything, okay? What else? Why is it universal form? Yes?
It's the universal form because Krishna has the whole universe inside of him.
Okay, Krishna has whole universe inside of him. Yes, Mother?
Krishna has shown a diverse form which is very incomprehensible for humans' eyes and mind and intelligence to understand, and that is why it's universe which actually covers the entire cosmos.
Jai. That's the answer. Please give a round of applause for it. Very good. So Krishna, in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he is going to show his Virat Roop, the universal form, the form which nobody can comprehend. Right? So let's understand what is happening over here. So Krishna, in the first 10 chapters, he explains about who he is, who is soul, who is Atma, who is Paramatma, Karma. But now, Krishna is going to show the universal form to Arjuna. Right? So the acronym for this is Rupa. Do you want to read what the acronym stands for? Yes. Take the mic and read it out.
R is robust, U is universal form, P is prayerful Arjuna, A is armed form.
Thank you, Ritvik. So Krishna is going to show his universal form, the Rupa. Right? So Arjuna is going to request, Krishna is going to show his universal form. After showing the universal form, Arjuna is completely frightened. Arjuna is completely bewildered seeing the universal form of Krishna, and he's requesting Krishna to come back to his normal form. कई बार घर पे भी होता है ना, the wife shows from 200 form to 400 form, होता है, and then immediately the husband surrenders. Please come back to your normal form, Mate. So this is what is happening in Bhagavad Gita. मेरे घर पैसा नहीं होता है, my wife doesn't do that. Right? So sometimes this happens at house. The wife is fearful or डरा देते हैं, and the husband is saying, "माते वापस आया." So Arjun is very bewildered now, absolutely in shock, looking at the universal form, and is requesting Krishna, to come back to his normal two-handed form. And the last thing he's requesting, Arjun is requesting Krishna to help him to understand better. So let's read the translation. Just the English. Who wants to read? You want to read? Okay. Can you give him the mic?
Arjuna said, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic appearance.
Thank you. Thank you, Abhiraj. So we see over here, in the very first verse of 11th chapter, Arjun, he is accepting something. He is saying, by hearing your instruction, all my doubts are dispelled. Because Arjun was constantly asking questions, right? And we were discussing this the other day. Arjun, when Bhagavad Gita was started, he was challenging Krishna, correct? I don't want to fight, I want to run away. By having a fight, these people will be killed, I don't want to fight with my family, blah blah blah. So he was challenging. From challenging mode, he came to a consulting mode. In 2.7, second chapter, Arjun is surrendering to Krishna and is consulting to Krishna that I don't know what my duty is. I've lost my composure. Now you assist me with what I need to do. So from challenge, it comes to, what is the second C? Loudly. Consulting. From consulting, now Arjun goes to the third C, which is connecting. He connects to Krishna with all his instructions, because when Krishna starts giving instructions after instructions, and Arjun is hearing those instructions, and then the fourth C, he becomes courageous. He becomes courageous to fight, not because he wants to fight, because he believes that whatever Krishna has told is the right thing. So what are the four C's? Who can say it? What is the first C? Challenging. Consulting. Connecting. Courageous. In our life, when we find we are in difficulty, what do? We challenge, and then we go to Google Baba. Right? We go to Google Baba. In life, we will have challenges. We accept it or not. Where do we go? Whose shelter we take when we are confused in life? Where do we connect when we are not sure? Bhagavad Gita is teaching us this time and again. But Arjun has heard all the instruction, and now he's saying, I am convinced with whatever you have said. Right? So hearing is one of the most important aspects of learning. Hearing without reflection is ritual. Hearing without reflection is ritual. Reflection with hearing is speculation. And I'll explain what I said. When you hear something, hearing without reflection, suna, but you have not digested it, it is just a ritual. My parents told me to do this, my grandparents were telling me to do it, I'm just doing it. You have not reflected on it. It just becomes a ritual. But reflection with hearing is speculation. That means you are just reflecting what to do, what not to do, and you're doing something. This is speculation. So perfect hearing means hearing with submission and service. Two things are important. When you hear something, we hear with submission and in the mode of service. Tad vidi pranipratena paripreshnaya sevaya upadakshati te jnana tattva darshana. Right? So Krishna says in the 4th chapter, 34th verse, that we have to serve with submission. Very important. This reminds me of a story of a pot and a lid. Pot and a lid. Once a pot told the lid. A pot is telling the lid, and they're having a discussion. And lid is answering, lid is saying back to the pot. The lid is on the top of the pot, correct? The lid is saying to the pot that many years I have been noticing that people come to you and you give water to them. You have never given me water. Who is saying this? Lid. Lid is saying to whom? Pot. Because typically in Shastras we see Sukdev Goswami is talking to Parikshit Maharaj, Arjun is talking to Krishna, Vidura is talking to Brahmacharya, Vidura is talking to Bhishma. But over here, the lid is talking to the pot. And the lid is saying that I've seen many years have gone past that you quench the thirst of people, but you have never quenched my thirst. And the pot is answering back to the lid. He said, when the glass came to me, the glass bowed down. When the ball came to me, the ball bowed down. When people didn't have a glass, when people didn't have a bowl, they have water with the hand, but you have to bow down. When you bow down, your thirst will go, will quench. But when you're on the top of my head, the lid is in the top of the pot. When you're on top of something, then you can never quench your thirst. What is the learning? You have to bow down. You have to surrender to understand. Surrender means surrender. Right? That is surrender. But when you stand like this and say, preach me and teach me, then nothing will go inside. So the first qualification of hearing, which is what Arjun is saying, by my hearing the instructions, my illusion is dispelled. So unless we don't hear the right thing from the right source, and if we don't implement it, then it becomes information, no transformation. Information, no transformation. Have you seen these sort of people? They know everything. The moment you tell Prabhuji Bhagavad Gita ले लीजिए, पढ़ी है मेरे पास, घर पे पढ़ी है, माँ बाप ने पढ़ी है, my grandmother had it, but they have never read it. But yes, I have it. No. So information, no transformation. The moment Arjun is accepting that he is ready to hear more instruction, Krishna, what is he doing? In the very next few verses down, Krishna is saying, I will give you the eyes by which you can see me. I will give you the eyes by which you can see me. Because we don't have eyes to see God, right? We can't even see an electron, we can't see proton, we can't see air, we can't see oxygen, we can't see carbon monoxide. So many things we cannot see. But by we not seeing it, does it mean it doesn't exist? Yes or no? It exists or it doesn't exist? It exists. Similarly, just because we can't see God, that doesn't mean He doesn't exist. Just because we can't see the form of the Lord, that doesn't mean God is formless. Because people believe that God is formless and they accept it. That is incorrect, and we will discuss this today. Yes, you have a question?
It's just like that thing with Shah Khan. They said people don't know, so it doesn't mean that they say that Shah Khan will never fall.
I can't hear you.
It's
Like that woman that I did that in last class, the other people don't know, and the same way he doesn't have a phone.
Oh, we spoke about Shah Rukh Khan last night, right? Oh, good memory. Please give a round of applause to Shah Rukh Khan. Good Shah Rukh Khan. Why is the cursor not coming?
Ramji, I think it's moving into the other screen.
Oh, is it?
It's not duplicated.
No, it's not duplicate, but why can't my cursor come here? I don't know. Just between the cursor over there, that would be. Huh. Bring it over there. Sorry, रुकावट के लिए खेद है. All right. Can you read the verse 26 and 27? Let me read.
All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also are rushing into your fearful mouths. And some I see trapped with their heads smashed between your teeth.
Next. Can you read the next verse? 32.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am the great destroyer of the world, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain.
Right. So what's happening over here? In the 26th and the 27th verse, by now, Krishna, in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is the universal form, he is showing his Virat Roop, the universal form. And after seeing the universal form, with the eyes which Krishna empowered Arjun to see, Arjun is seeing that everybody is being killed. Bhishma, Drona, Kauravas, everybody are going into the body of Krishna. So Arjun can see what is happening in the universal form. Just by looking at the universal form, Arjun is totally bewildered. He is shocked. Right? When we see a small cockroach in the house, डर लगता है? Yes or no? मुझे डर लगता है. When we see a rat in the house, we freak out sometimes. When we see a lizard in the house, Arjun is seeing a form of Krishna which is thousands and thousands of times bigger. It is said that his body was reaching the sky. Right? And Arjun is standing over there and he's seeing this form of Krishna and with many, many heads and many, many hands, and everybody are going into the body of Lord Krishna. Just by looking at this, Arjun became more humbled and he's accepting more of power of Krishna. And just by looking at this, Krishna, very subsequent verses, he is saying that I am time. What is he saying? Time I am. Time I am, right? So Krishna is saying that time is the greatest destroyer of everything. Time destroys everything, isn't it?
No.
Yesterday, just 5 years, 10 years, 20 years before, we were something. Today we are something. In next 5, 10, 20, 30 years, we will be something else. So time takes away everything. And this one aspect of time which nobody has any control on. And Krishna is explaining in this chapter further how time can change. What is more important in life? Let me ask a question to all of you. What is more important in life? Time or money?
Time.
Who says time? Please raise your hands. Joy. Who says money? Okay. Are we after money or are we after time? Please raise your hand honestly if you chase money instead of time. I'm a Gujarati. Some people are very honest. So we sacrifice time at the cost of money. We are running after things which we are going to leave behind, and we are not focusing on the thing which we should be carrying with us. Isn't it? So time, in Steve Jobs, in his autobiography, he says, I have got billions of dollars, but I cannot buy 1 minute of my life.
Money can't buy everything.
Money cannot buy everything. Right? What do they say for MasterCard? Huh?
But for everything else, there is MasterCard.
For everything else is MasterCard. Right? Money can't buy everything, but for everything else is MasterCard. So money can't buy everything. Yes, it is important to have money. We don't disagree with that. But people spend more time wasting time. I remember my mother is over here. In the good old days, there's a phone, you remember the gold phone? We used to turn around, and at that time, you speak to someone for 3 minutes and it used to cost 1 rupee. You remember those days? 3 minutes and 1 rupee. 6 minutes and 2 rupees. And on those days, when I used to call my friends, Mummy पीछे से बोलती थी, phone रख 1 रुपया हो गया, phone रख 2 रुपया हो गया. ऐसा होता था ये आप लोग, right? अभी क्या होता है, फोन रखते ही नहीं लोग. Now people don't keep the phone. You look at your screen time, 7 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. Yes or no? Please be honest. Please be loudly. Please be yes or no. 7 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. I was saying this last night. Average person consumes 70 gigabytes of data a day. How much? 70 GB of data is being consumed by an average consumer. That is the reason. Consume and mar. Consumer, right? Consume and mar. We're consuming so much of data that our actual intelligence is been getting corrupted. Right? So we are spending so much of time. And then we say, Bhagwan kahan pe hai? Show me God. Show me God. And most of the time people don't even come for these sort of programs. Yesterday, I ran another program in eastern suburb. And one parent was complaining, I have got a 9-year-old son and he doesn't come to these programs. The son, 9-year-old boy, is telling the parents openly, I will not come to these programs. You keep me home, keep me my gadgets. And parents are coming to the program without the son. He said, what can we do? So time, if you don't invest time and giving the right values to the kids, if you don't invest time and if you don't invest the right values with ourselves, think about what's going to happen in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Things are going to change. And Krishna is openly calling, I am time, the destroyer of all the world. So if we think we have a lot of time, then we are dreaming. We are dreaming, right? This is a beautiful story from Mahabharata. Who remembers the story? Yes, people, okay. So this is a story when Pandavas, they go to exile. Long story short. So the Pandavas were very thirsty. So Yudhishthira Maharaj tells the brothers, Nakul, to go and get some water from a lake. The moment Nakul goes to the lake, a big yaksha comes out of the lake and he says, answer one question and then you can take some water from the lake. Nakul says, I'm not going to answer your question. The moment Nakul starts taking some water from the lake, he dies. After a while, Sahadev comes. Same thing. He takes some water, Yaksha comes and he asks a question. You answer one question and then you can take some water. He says no. He takes the water and he dies. Arjun dies subsequently and Bhima dies. So all the four brothers of Pandavas dies, and then finally Yudhishthira comes. And when Yudhishthira comes, he sees all his four brothers dead in the second photograph. Yaksha asks a question. What is the question? What is the question with Yaksha? Yahani, Yakshani. He says, what is the most surprising thing in the world? What is the question he's asking? What is the most surprising thing in the world? Yaksha is asking the question to Yudhishthira. And Yudhishthira is getting a beautiful answer. He says, every day, many people are dying. Many people die every day. But other people think that I'm not going to die. वो मर गया, वो चल बसे, वो गुजर गए, मैं बच जाऊंगा. And this is the most surprising thing in the world, Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying. Just by hearing this answer, Yaksha is so happy that he brings the life back of all the four Pandavas. But the story doesn't end over there. Our acharyas says this is not the most surprising thing. The most surprising thing in the whole world is the Lord has given a tongue in everybody's mouth. Bhagwan ने हर मनुष्य में ज़बान दी है. And this tongue is meant for chanting the holy name. This tongue is meant for chanting the holy name. But what do? We talk anything and everything except for chanting the holy name. This is the most surprising thing. Not dying. Yes, we are going to die one day. But when we have a tongue which can be used for Krishna Katha, for Krishna Kirtan, we are just talking anything and everything which we are not going to carry with us. This is more surprising than dying. Because tongue is fitted in everybody's body. We can forget a mobile phone, but can we forget a tongue? आज मैं tongue भूल गया. Can anybody say that? We can't say that tongue भूल गया. We can forget a mobile phone. वो भी नहीं भूल गया आजकल तो. People don't even forget the mobile phone nowadays. Right? They say इंसान गिर जाता है तो हंसी छूट जाती है. इंसान गिर जाता है तो हंसी छूट जाती है. मोबाइल गिर जाता है तो जान निकल जाती है. मोबाइल गिर जाता है तो जान निकल जाती है. So people don't value people anymore. If someone you see falling, you start laughing on them. गिर गया. But when the mobile falls, the heart stops beating. So where is our time? Where are we investing our time? Where are we investing our resources? There's one more beautiful story, then we'll go to the next chapter. Once there was a village, and one person was moving out from that village and going to the next village. And he was migrating. While migrating to another village, just before the village, he sees a crematorium. And in that crematorium, each tomb, there was tombs out of each crematorium, and outside the tomb it says 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years, 5 years, and maximum we saw on the tomb written 7 years. And when this person was crossing the crematorium, he was very worried. How come in this village people are dying at such a young age? 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. And then when he goes to his house and he settles down, he asks his neighbor with a lot of fear. He said, "Can I ask you something?" He said, "I saw this on the tomb. It says 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, maximum 7 years. Why is it like that?" And the neighbor gave a very beautiful answer. He said this village is a very, very unique village. Every day and night, before we go to bed, we write how much time have we actually spent in bhakti. And that diary is a very secret diary. And when that person dies, we open the diary and we calculate how much time he has actually spent in his life in bhakti. So if someone is living for 40 years, but he's only spent 2 years of amount in bhakti, his life is of 2 years. If someone is living for 70 years, but total he has spent 3 years of time in bhakti, then what is his life duration? Loudly. 3 years. If someone is 80 years, but he's only spent 1 year of time of bhakti, what is his life? 1 year. Baki everything in his life is spent in eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. Ahara nidra, bhaya pacha. That is an animalistic life. That is an animalistic life. Dharmo hi ena pashu bhi samana. If you are not spending time, dovetailing a time in Krishna consciousness, in bhakti, then that time is shrama eva hi kevalam. This is what the Shastra says. Simple waste of time. Any time which we cannot take it with us, any activities which we cannot take with us from one life to another life, what is the value of that? What is the value of it? So Krishna is very clear. He said, I am time. So as I was saying, I think a couple of weeks ago, the profit of a moment is to remember Krishna. And the loss of a moment is to forget Krishna. Vishal Prabhu is a CA, accountant. So profit of a moment is to remember Krishna. And the loss of a moment is to forget Krishna. Because that is all what is going to come with us. Swalpa api apyasya dharmasya. Second chapter 48 verse Krishna says, whatever you do in bhakti, you can take it to you in the next life. Everything else remains behind anyways. We have seen this, right? Time and again we see grandparents and their grandparents and their parents, when they leave the body, they don't take anything with them. And the same thing, parampara, we are not going to take anything with us anyways. The thing which we are going to take with us is the holy name of the Lord. So our philosophy of Krishna consciousness is on 3 important things. Namaruchi, Jeev Daya, and Vaishnav Seva. Chant the holy name, serve the devotees, and give Krishna to others. That is all it is all about. Namaruchi, Jeev Daya, and Vaishnav Seva. That is our philosophy. Simple. Is it difficult? Prabhupada used to say, bhakti is simple for simple people, complicated for complicated people. This is all the philosophies. Alright, let's move to the next chapter. Any questions on this? Now the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is the smallest chapter of Bhagavad Gita. How many chapters are there in Bhagavad Gita? 18. The first 6 chapters represents what? Karma Yoga. The next 6 chapter? Bhakti Yoga. So with this chapter today, we are going to complete the Bhakti Yoga part of Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna explains in the start that you are not this body, you are a spirit soul, part and parcel of me. Mamai Mamsha Jiva Loka Jiva Buddha Sanatana. Krishna is saying every soul is my part eternally, Sanatana. Then Krishna speaks about Karma Yoga. Right? Krishna then and Arjuna is asking why only Karma Yoga. Then Krishna speaks about Hatha Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. Krishna speaks about the Yoga ladder. And then finally Krishna speaks about Bhakti Bhakti Yoga, the 6th chapter. After 6th chapter, Krishna from 7th chapter to 12th chapter, he speaks about the significance of worshipping him only, nobody else. So we spoke about Jiva, we spoke about Ishvara. There are 33 million Devis and Devtas. There are many, many Devis and Devtas, and we respect them, but we worship only Krishna. We respect a small ant. We respect every living entity. Right? Pandita Samadarshana. Vidya Vinay Sampanne Bhramini Gavini Hastini Surichena Slopakecha Pandita Samadarshana. Vidya Vinay. When you have that knowledge, Vidya, then Vinay, you will immediately be humble. Typically what happens with Vidya, people becomes pride. Thank you. But Krishna is saying Vidya Vinay Sampanne. So with knowledge, we will get humility. The knowledge which doesn't get humility, we go on the ladder of pride. And Krishna is saying, when he's talking about himself as Ishvara, Krishna is calling out very clearly that he is Bhagwan. Krishna to Bhagwan Swayam. So Krishna is Bhagwan. All the different deities and devtas, they serve Krishna. They are serving Krishna and they are also accepting it. Lord Brahma is accepting it. Lord Shiva accepts it. Lord Vishnu accepts it. And Krishna himself is saying this. So this should be very, very clear in our mind that we respect devis and devtas. We don't deny them. We don't disrespect them. But we understand that Krishna is Bhagwan. Not because we are from ISKCON. That is not the reason. But that is the fact. Bhagavad Gita is saying this. All the Shastras, you go to Brahma Samhita, it says the same thing. You go to Vishnu Puran, it says the same thing. You go to Shiv Puran, it says the same thing. So Krishna is explaining this. And now, in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is asking a very, very important and a mind-opening question. Are you ready for this question? If you are sleeping, please say Hari Bol. Hari Bol! Everybody is sleeping. Right? So Krishna is going to answer a very, very important question which is there in our heart. Somehow or another, this question you can all confess after reading question. Let's see whether you accept it or not. Okay, who wants to read? Yes. No, you have read it. What is second? You have not read it so far. Everybody will get a chance. You can come and sit over here. Everybody gets a chance. Okay, read.
I do not inquire. Which of the considered to be most perfect, those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship in the impersonal Brahman God?
Unmanifested. Thank you. So what is the question which Arjuna is asking? Who is perfect? Someone who is worshipping the personal form of the Lord, or someone who is worshipping the unmanifested form of the Lord? Without reading the second question, second verse, what is your answer? The manifested form. What does the manifested form mean by? Yes. The kids are very active.
Like the actual form.
Give
for
the mic.
example,
Give the mic.
Rama, I think the manifested form of Rama is Vishnu.
Very good. The actual manifested form. This week we had Ram Navami celebrations, and I was in the eastern suburb, and we had the Ram Darbar. Ram, Lakshman, Sita, and Hanuman. And when the small kids, so many small kids came over there, and when they were coming in front of the Lord Ramchandra, the kids were saying, Happy birthday Ram, Happy birthday Ram. And I felt so nice. This is the right knowledge. Accepting the deity of the Lord as the Lord Himself, it is very, very high consciousness. And the kids are very innocent, they accept it. But we become very complicated. हमें लगता है कि ये सिर्फ मूर्ति है, ये सिर्फ फोटोग्राफ है, only in Bollywood movies it can happen that Ganesha can have milk. You remember Lord Ganesha had milk once? Huh? Did anybody even offer the milk? Yeah? Right? Many people, right? If Lord Ganesh can offer the milk from the photograph or from the deity which everybody has witnessed, why can't the deity, why can't the photograph have it? But we are so complicated that we hesitate to ask or understand. And that is the question which Arjun is asking over here. Who should I worship? Challenging, consulting, and now he's connecting. He's asking a question after, what is right? Shall I worship the unmanifested form which is there's no swarup to it? Or shall I worship the manifested form which has a form to it? So let's understand from Krishna himself what is the answer. It is not your answer, it is not my answer, it is Krishna's answer. Who would like to read? Okay, the most enthusiastic always. So what is Krishna saying? Those who fix their minds on my personal form and are always in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be the most perfect. Yes?
So Krishna saying to only worship him. So no matter what we do, we have to worship Krishna.
Yes, Krishna said only worship him. Akama sarvo kama moksha kama udarani tivrena bhakti yogena yadate parashamta. What does it mean? No matter whatever your situation is, whatever your circumstances is, akama sarvo kama. That means you have a lot of desires, go to Krishna. If you have no desires, go to Krishna. If you want moksha, go to Krishna. Shop or stop, one shop, you get everything. In India, we have shop or stop, huh? So Krishna is shop or stop. For everything, you go to Krishna. Akama sarvo kama moksha kama udarani tivrena bhakti yogena. So whatever you want, just go to Krishna. Who is saying this? Krishna himself is saying this. Not only Krishna, Lord Brahma says this, Lord Vishnu is saying this, Lord Shiva is saying the same thing. He's saying everybody is saying the same thing. So shall we go to the personal form or shall we worship the impersonal form? Yes, we can worship the impersonal form. We say Lord doesn't have a form and which we don't disagree with. We agree that Lord doesn't have a form. He is Nirakar and he has Akar simultaneously. Many times people say that only Lord has a form. That is wrong. And many times people say Lord doesn't have a form. That is also incorrect. Lord has a form and Lord doesn't have a form simultaneously. If Lord cannot have anything, then he is not a Lord. Is that right? If Lord cannot have anything, he is not Bhagwan. Is this making sense, devotees? Please introspect on this point. The moment we say, okay, Lord cannot have this, or Lord cannot have that, that is based on our mental speculation. It is based on our mental speculation. Lord is calling out very clearly, he prefers us to worship his personal form because that is more easy. You can relate to it. You can relate to it much easily, very, very easily. Because in karma bhakti yogi means we have to engage our senses and action. In karma, we have to engage our senses and our action to deliver me. In jnana bhakti, we have to engage our intellect to deliver. You all with me? In karma, we have to engage our senses and our action to deliver us. In Jnana Yoga, we have to engage our intellect to deliver us. In Dhyana, we have to engage our breathing and our meditation power to deliver us. But in Bhakti, we only have to be dependent on Lord and follow His instruction to deliver us. If we are very confident of our senses, then perform Karma Yoga. If you are very confident on your dhyana abilities, then you can meditate. Krishna 5,000 years ago he said, Chanchalahi mana Krishna, I cannot control my mind. 5,000 years ago, if anybody is on the path of controlling the mind, forget about it. Anybody who said, I can deliver myself on my intellectual ability, forget about it. 2 दिन पहले खाने में क्या खाया है? किसको याद है? I asked someone, what did we have for prasad last Wednesday, last Friday? भूल जाते हैं. 2 दिन पहले खाया वो याद नहीं होता. How can we remember intellectually what Krishna or what the messages of Shastras? Right? So Dhyana Yoga, forget about it. Ashtanga Yoga, you have to leave your home and go to forest. Didi Janani. Why do not allow you to? Kids do not allow you to. Even if you go, you will come back thinking of the hungry Jackson, subway, bang or fishing.
Get some hungry jacks.
So we can't go. That is the reason in the age of Kali Yuga, Bhakti Yoga, Krishna is saying, is the very easiest, safest, sweetest, and swiftest way. Just by chanting the holy name. Tu mere naam mein, tu mere kaam mein. You engage in me, and I will be engaged in you. That is the process of bhakti. So the process of bhakti is to be dependent on Krishna. That is all bhakti processes. And Krishna is saying very, very clearly that Lord has a form. Even Bible says the same thing. Man is made in the image of the Lord. What does the Bible say? The man is made in the image of the Lord. The Bible says this. And Bhagavad Gita says the same thing. We are in the image of the Lord. If our kids can have 2 hands and 2 legs, why can't we, the son of Krishna, have 2 hands and 2 legs? We are in the form of God. But we are not Lord. We are not Lord. We are the servant of the Lord. Jivira Swarupa Krishna Nitya Das. We are meant to serve Krishna. That is the right understanding. That is the right understanding. Many times people say, show me God. Once a student goes to his teacher, Guru, and says, show me Lord. And the Guru says, come next day morning. The student goes next day morning to the Guru. The Guru takes the student to a nearby lake. And both Guru and the student walks into the lake. Now hear this interesting part. The moment Guru and the disciple goes into the lake, 30-40 meters down the lake, the Guru catches hold of the disciple's head and pushes the head into the water. Pushes the head into the water. And the moment he pushes the head into water, what happens? He panics. The disciple immediately panics. And the Guru takes the head out of the disciple. And the disciple got very angry with the Guru. He said, I thought you were a saint. You're trying to kill me. He said, put that aside. When your head was in the water, what did you want? What do you want when your head is in the water?
can come out and it is.
What do you want?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. When the head is in the water, what do you want? You want to breathe. The Guru asked, when your head was in the water, what was the only thing which you wanted? He said, I only wanted oxygen. And he put his head back again into the water. Second time. That was 30 seconds. Now it is 45 seconds. And again he brings out. And the disciple again gets upset. I thought you were the same person. What are you doing to me? He said, for the second time, what did you want? And the disciple said, I wanted only some oxygen. And Guru said, just for 30 seconds and 45 seconds, you were so desperate for oxygen. If you want to see the Lord, you need to be 100 times more desperate than this. We need to be how many times more desperate? 100 times. More desperate to see the Lord. Lord is not cheap. He abracadabra, Bhagwan aapke saamne aa jayenge. Right? There are many gurus. I was saying this last time. क्या बोल रहे थे? लालची गुरु, लोभी गुरु, लालची चेला, दोनों का नर्क में ठेला। लोभी गुरु, लालची चेला, दोनों का नर्क में ठेला। If you want to be cheated, Krishna will facilitate that. Don't worry. If you want to be cheated in your life, I want an easy path, right? This are books I have, learn Java in 21 days. Dummies are dummy books. Learn artificial intelligence in 7 days. There are a lot of books now you get. Do this quickly. If you want Bhagwan like that, then please go somewhere and get cheated. But if you want an authentic product, if you want a real product, then it is not cheap. It is not cheap. Don't think that Bhagwan आँख बंद करेंगे और मिल जाएंगे. ऐसा नहीं होने वाला. That only happens in Bollywood movies, not in real life. So Krishna is saying very clearly, you have to worship me in my manifested form. And if in spite of this, we may think Bhagwan ka koi aata nahi hai, I want to stick to my principles, continue doing that. But do it as it is, and somehow, in next life, 10 lives down, somehow you will be where you could have been today. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's an easy process, there's a free way, or there's a lame way. Whatever way, today or tomorrow you will reach. But Bhagavad Gita is very clear. You worship me in my manifested form. That is the reason we have temples, we have deities, and we serve the deities. We serve the deities, and the deities reciprocate. Deities reciprocate back. When you go and stand in front of the deities and you talk to the deities talk back. I'll give you an example of what happened in Vrindavan. And this is a story of 1974 or 75. No, 80s, early 80s. Some people from Iran, a Muslim country, came to Vrindavan. Listen to this carefully. Some people from Iran, a Muslim country, came to the Vrindavan temple of ISKCON. They stood in front of Radha Shyam Sundar. They stood in front of the Radha Shyam Sundar deities, the Krishna Balaram deities. After standing in front of the deities, they came out and they were complaining to one of the very senior ISKCON devotee who was Jewish. They were complaining to Bhurijan Prabhu, a Jewish disciple of Prabhupada, that you say the Lord is a person. I stood in front of him, nothing happened to me. ऐसा हुआ है अब भगवान के सामने गए, भगवान के पास सलाम करके चले गए, कुछ नहीं होगा. Then Bhurijan Prabhu was a Jewish disciple of Prabhupada. He requested these Muslim people to go back and stand and talk to the deities. He said, go and just stand in front of the deities for 10, 15, 20 minutes and talk to them. and then see how it goes. Believe me or not, after 20 minutes, the same people from Iran, Muslim background, they came and told this disciple who is Jewish, not Indian. He said, what we said is right. The DPs talk back. The DPs talk back. But with us, what happens? Why do we go to temple? We go to temple for 4 reasons. First reason we go to temple is for bhai, fear. If I don't go to temple, Bhagwan naraz ho jayegi. So let me go to temple once a year. Bhai. Second, we go to temple because of asha, hope. If I go to temple, my interview I will pass through. My health challenge I will pass through. My mortgage payment, which has gone from $3,000 to $8,000 now, will somehow come down because of interest. Whatever. Because of asha. Third, we go to temple because of kartavya, duty. It is my duty that when it is my anniversary, I should go to temple with my family and tell my kids how good I am. Right? On your birthday, let me take my son or daughter to temple and show them how good we are. Twice a year I go to temple. That is kartavya. And the fourth, people go to temple because of praying. Because of love. I want to go to temple so that I can spend some time with my loving DPs. Which category we are? Which category would you like to be? If your wife is giving you some food because of fear, how would you feel? Your wife is not here, you can be honest. His wife is not here. If your wife gives you some relief, because if she doesn't give you relief, you will be upset. How will you feel?
It's not the right way.
If your wife gives you some release on hope, if I give some release to my husband, I'll get something back. How will you feel? If your wife gives you some dosa or idli because of duty, chalo shaadi ki hai, dena padega, I just might as well give something to him. How will you feel? But if your wife gives you some idli with love, how will you feel? Same idlis, but the mood is different. The mood is completely different. So Lord is a person. I can challenge anybody. You go to the temple next time. Spend time in front of the DPs, 5, 10, 20, 30 minutes. Just spend time and talk to the DPs. And if the DPs don't talk, come and talk to me. Money back to them. Guarantee. Lord is a person. You are a person. I am a person. And Lord is a person. And Lord is saying this. I am not saying this. But unfortunately, what happens? We drive for 30 minutes. We go to temple for 2 minutes. Yes or no?
No.
Loudly.
No. No.
No. How often do you go to temple? And how much time do you spend in temple?
Often, whenever we're in India.
Whenever you are in India, you go to temple. That's an honest answer. That's an honest answer. Please give a round of applause to this. Whenever we are in India, we go to temple. That's it. I only go to temple when it is a peak celebration. Give another honest answer. Bhai, kartavya, asha, and praying is all coming out. I know that this is a parampara. So this is an honest answer. When you go to temple, drive half an hour, 40 minutes. You go to temple, we spend 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and then husband will look at wife, chale, and wife will say, chalo, good about. That's all right?
You can relate from that. Definitely happens.
Yeah, so we spend half an hour listening to Bollywood music or radio or fight in the car and go to the temple. We spend 2 minutes, 5 minutes in the temple and we see कोई चमत्कार नहीं हो रहा है. The philosophy is not पहले चमत्कार. पहले नमस्कार फिर चमत्कार. अपना क्या होता है? पहले चमत्कार बाद में नमस्कार. Right? It's completely opposite. So when we go to temple, spend time in front of the deities and deities will reciprocate back of this, there is no doubt. Yes? telling a story. Okay, please.
So in Akbar's war, his ministers were giving him lots of praise, and then people said that he are even greater than God.
Loud and clear. Turn around. Talk to everybody and make sure everybody is listening to you, okay? Or you can come on the stage and sit on my lap and talk like whatever suits you, but we should be able to hear it. Okay, I'm going to do it. Okay.
So, says, and then the people said that he can do, that he is more greater than God. So then Akbar was like, how can you say that? Then he said, the people said that he can pick someone out of India if he wants, but God can pick someone out of this world because the whole world is his.
Okay, so the story is, this is the story of Akbar and Birbal. Akbar is asking a challenge in Birbal that Lord cannot do something. Is that right?
Who's greater?
Is-
Who's greater? You are greater than Lord, that's what he said.
Okay.
Because you can pick someone.
You can kick out somebody from the country.
But Lord cannot kick out everybody.
From his will.
Everything is in the Lord's region. Yeah, thank you. Alright, any questions on the 11th and the 12th chapter before we go to 13th chapter? Yes, Mother. With a mic. Sorry. Can you pass the mic, please?
Why do we say time as a destroyer and not a creator?
Time, why do we say time is a destroyer, not a creator? No, time creates also. Right? So Krishna says, I am the creator, the annihilator. Right? So Krishna says, I am the creator. But over here, in this context of 11th chapter, I am time, because Krishna is telling Arjuna that everything will be destroyed except for you, the Pandavas. So this is a very relevant contextual discussion, but for our understanding, the way we understand that time is the biggest destroyer because it takes away everything from us. All the health, all the wealth, all the beauty, all the fame, all the name will be taken away in a fraction of a second. At the time of death, everything gets taken away. It is just a matter of time. The time is going to take away everything. That's the context what Krishna is explaining. I'll come back. Is it making sense, Mataji? Can you relate to it? Yeah? What we can do 5 years before, 10 years before, we can't do it today. Right? Same person, but we can't do many things. So Krishna is saying, I am the ability of the man. 7th chapter, 8th verse, Krishna says, I am the ability in the man. So the ability what we have, that is also coming from Krishna. Is that a question?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you give the mic?
I just want to know, it's not related to the 12th chapter, but I just want to know, when will we hear Sanjay speaking any verses?
When will we hear Sanjay speaking any verses? Yes. So, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna spoke 574 verses. Arjun spoke 84 verses. And Sanjay spoke 41 verses. And Dhritarashtra spoke 1 verse. So yes, Sanjay is speaking during the course of Bhagavad Gita from time and again. He spoke the maximum verses in the first chapter. And the last verse of Bhagavad Gita is again spoken by Sanjay. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanudara, Yatra Sivir Vijay Bhutir, Dhruva Vitir Matir Mamaha. So Sanjay is speaking towards the tail end as well. And wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystic powers, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will certainly be opulence, victory, and extraordinary power. So Arjuna Sanjay is speaking, and he will speak. But because we cannot cover every shloka in this discussion, we are just taking the main important aspects of Bhagavad Gita. Every shloka, every word of Bhagavad Gita is very important, but we don't have that time. So, after these sessions, as we spoke last Saturday, out of the 70 or 80 people who are coming over here, every Friday from 18th of May, from 18th of May,
17th is Friday.
17th, okay, so devotees, 17th of May it is a Friday and 18th of May it is a Saturday. Thank you. Right? So every Friday and Saturday we will have a group called Bhakti Vrikshas. We have more than 30 Bhakti Vrikshas in Melbourne, and we are going to start 2 more, where every Friday people like you and me who wants to understand something higher in life, we will come to devotees' houses, and those devotees will be teaching us, explaining us Bhagavad Gita shloka by shloka. So we have Nam Sankirtan Prabhu over here, and Nitin Prabhu at the back. Please, Nitin Prabhu, can you please come? So we introduced you to last time also. So we have Nam Sankirtan Prabhu. He lives in Point Cook. It is his son Aviraj and Swargamanga Mataji is over here. And Nitin Prabhu, he lives in Seabrook. So anybody who is interested to attend these sessions on Saturday, contact Nitin Prabhu. And anybody who is happy or available to attend on Fridays, please contact Nam Sankirtan Prabhu. Please do a favor, don't go on Fridays and come here on Saturdays. Right? Because we have limited spaces, we cannot accommodate everybody. So if you are interested to go and attend, there is no cost. It is free. It is a seva which devotees like them do it with their families. So please contact them. Come with your friends and family, and they will be discussing Bhagavad Gita in detail. So now we are discussing 30,000 feet. They will go shloka by shloka. Is that okay? So we will have kids classes. So like him, he has been doing, he can read Sanskrit, he can do kartal, he can do many other things because his parents have engaged kids like that from a very young age. So if you have kids, please bring your kids and come to these programs, because that will help us and help our kids. That's the real value. As I keep saying, material life gives you caliber. Spiritual life gives you character. So caliber is important. That is the reason we send our kids to school. It is important. But character is equally important. Most of the time, you don't focus on character. You are so engrossed in caliber, swimming classes, karate classes, in James and college, this and that. हम भूल जाते हैं कि मंदिर जैसी कोई चीज है. मन, will, to keep the mind at peace. So please contact both of them while having prasadam at 6:30 and ask any question. Ask all difficult questions to them and ask easy questions to me. Alright, thank you. Thank you, Thank you. Yes, can I complete 13th chapter in 5-7 minutes? And then we can open the floor for questions, because 13th chapter is the most technical chapter in Bhagavad Gita. 13th and the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita are very, very technical. So we'll just do it from a very high level view. We'll discuss only one shloka and then we'll stop here for the day. Right? Who wants to read the next? You can read. Give it a chance. Loudly, as loud as possible.
One who understands this philosophy concerning material nature, the living entity, and the interaction of the modes of nature is sure to attain liberation. He will not take birth here again, regardless of his present position.
Jai. This is called the Falashruti. What is the Falashruti? Krishna is saying, one who understands this philosophy, he will surely attain liberation. Right? He will not take birth again, regardless of his current position. No matter whatever you are today, there can always be a better tomorrow. Right? Every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. So Krishna is giving us a hope. Whoever understands the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, whoever understands the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita and implements it, it is not only understanding. If you implement it, what is Krishna saying? The fellowship, the guarantee, you will attain liberation. And you will not take another birth. You will not take another birth. Who wants to take another birth? Okay, what is the problem with, yes, thank you. You want to take another birth. Where do you want? In Africa, in Israel?
No, maybe
Huh?
I don't know where is the place.
You don't know where the places. But where do you want to take a birth?
Just a spirit.
Sorry, no, I can't hear you.
Just a spirit Krishna consciousness.
Oh, he wants to take just to spread Krishna consciousness. That is the perfection of life. When you hear people, Vasudeva, you want to take away the sins of everybody and just give Krishna. If you want to take a birth, giving Krishna consciousness, nothing better than this. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavita mam jagdishna le mama janmani ishware bhakta bhakti bhakti. That is perfection. Mama janmani ishware. I want to take birth after birth just to do the perfect bhakti. That is a different consciousness. Thank you. That's very nice.
She also wants to take a.
She wants to take a birth
Yeah.
so that you can have the same husband. आपको भी अवसर आ गया. Birth is very painful. Birth is very painful. Sitting over here for 45-50 minutes, people are moving up and down. Imagine 9 months. If you are lucky to get a form of a human birth, if you have to take a birth in hippopotamus, 22 months of labor or pregnancy or क्या बोले market treatment, 22 months. Right? Birth is very painful, and when we come out, do we cry or do we laugh? Cry. Who said this? Amitabh Bachchan. रोते आएगा हंसता हुआ जो जाएगा. वो सिर्फ मूवीज में होता है. हंसता हुआ कोई नहीं गया आज तक. कोई गया हंसता हुआ? क्या है? So birth, after 6:20, time is yours. 5 minutes more. And then you can ask questions and you can take. So birth is very painful. Krishna is saying, nobody will take a birth. Death is very painful. Because at the time of death, the Shastra says the pain at the time of death is like 40,000 scorpions biting at once. What is the pain at the time of death? 40,000 scorpions biting at once. That is the pain at the time of death. एक छोटी सुई लग जाती है ना, the consciousness completely changes. Old age is very, very painful. Very, very painful. And disease, nobody wants to have it. So these 4 things, nobody wants to have it, but nobody can avoid it. The only people who can avoid it, who takes the shelter of the Lord. Because Lord is saying this, I am saying this. So if you don't want to take a birth again, if you don't want to take a death again, if you don't want to have disease again, and if you don't want to go through this process of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, the easiest process is to change your consciousness. Just by changing consciousness, by performing bhakti. That is the reason it is called bhakti yoga, Krishna consciousness. And Krishna is guaranteeing this. In 574 verses, Krishna 22 times he guarantees, you do this, you come to me. You do that, you come to me. By doing this, you will come to me. 22 times. Krishna is giving so many different opportunities for us to understand Him. All what we have to do is change the consciousness. I'll tell one story and then we'll finish over here. Are you ready for a story?
Yeah.
Yes. Once a man was coming back from his business visit back to his hometown. In his hometown, he had the best house. He had the best house. He spent a lot of time and effort building this house. When he came back from his business visit, the house was completely fire. ये प्रभु के घर के बाहर वाला घर, रामानंद गोपाल Baba's house, you live over here. His house, I went to his house a couple of weeks ago, last week. His neighbor's house is completely burned, and I was shocked to see that. So this guy, he comes back to his village, and he's seeing his house is under fire. And this person built his house with great love and affection. In fact, he was not prepared to sell his house for twice as much money what he spent. And when he was seeing the house on fire, he started crying. But one of the sons came from the back and tapped him. Papa, chinta mat karo, I sold the house yesterday. Sorry, you were not here, but the deal was too good. And I couldn't refuse. So please excuse me, I sold the house yesterday. So the same house which was burning, the father said, the tears immediately stopped. Immediately stopped. The second son came running and he's tapping his dad. Dad, ask like he had, and you were standing like this, quietly. Do something about it. And the dad said, don't worry, your brother just sold the house yesterday. He said, yes. But we got 5% deposit. 95% is still pending. So again his father panicked. He started crying. Oh my house, mera ghar. And now the third son comes running from the back and taps the dad. Dad, don't worry. I just spoke with the owner, the new owner. He said, I had bought the house yesterday. I will honor my words. I will still pay the money. You don't worry. The dad who was crying, what happened to him? He got relief. So what is the learning for us? The same house which was burning. Look at the consciousness. First he thought it is my house. He started crying. Then he came to the houses, sold. He thought, this problem doesn't belong to me, this someone else's problem. Then again, the son said, no, the house is only sold, but we got 5% deposit, 95% is pending. Again, he started crying. And the third time, his son came and said, don't worry, the owner is about to honor us regardless. So what is the learning for us? No matter whatever happens, a material attachment is the cause of all miseries. When you relate to it, a material attachment is actually the cause of all miseries. When we understand everything is a property of the Lord, everything belongs to Lord, everything is meant for His service, and we are His servant, then the pain will reduce, the suffering will reduce. And with this consciousness, slowly and gradually, we can offer everything to whom it belongs to. Bhoktaram yatra tapasyam sarva loka maheshwara. 5th chapter, 29th verse. Krishna says, everything belongs to me. Bhoktaram yatra tapasya sarva loka maheshwara. Sarva loka means all the universes, not only Point Cook, not only Hoppers Crossing, not only our house. Everything belongs to Him, including I belong to Him, you belong to Him, our family belongs to Him. When we have this consciousness that everything belongs to Krishna and I'm meant to serve Krishna, then our life will be completely different. With this, we'll stop over here. Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
My humble request after this, please go and speak to Nam Sankirtan Prabhu, spend some time with Nitin Prabhu, give your contact details to him if you are interested, because we have very limited spaces. किसी के घर पे हो रहा है, this is a home program, this is not a community hall, so they can only accommodate 8 to 10 families only. So please approach them and share your details. Okay, we'll stop over here. Any questions, comments, corrections? Yes, Uday.
Question, Prabhuji.
Can you pass on the mic?
about manifested form that we pray, and also the unmanifested form. Has there been a situation where people have studied about the unmanifested form? How can we start learning a little bit more about the unmanifested form?
Very good question. The question Uday was asking, Krishna is talking about two forms, unmanifested, nirakar, and manifested, akar. Is there a study, and do people believe in unmanifested form, and do they worship the unmanifested form, right?
Or in my case, I want to learn a little bit more. It's out of curiosity because the idea of Krishna being in one form, manifested and unmanifested at the same time, this is what, to me, comprehensively is quantum physics, explainably for human beings.
So unmanifested form is when you look at the Quran, they don't have a form of the Lord. They believe the Lord is everywhere, but they don't have a form. So you study Quran, and you will have a good understanding of unmanifested form. You study Guru Granth Sahib. When you go to a Gurudwara, they don't have a deity of the Lord. They believe form. God is formless. So when you study those scriptures, you will certainly have a very good understanding of the nirakar aspect of the Lord. But Krishna is saying you cannot meditate on the nirakar aspect. Right? You cannot meditate, you cannot serve a form which doesn't exist. So that is the reason Krishna is saying you can still do it, and it is difficult, and you will still come to me, but that is a very difficult and cumbersome task. So Krishna says, intelligences, you worship in the akar form, in a manifested, engage your mind in me. But if you don't, then this unmanifested option is still available. So you can still do that.
And one more question is, with the idea that you put in our mind now, around going to temple and talking to the deity, it's very interesting to attempt this. I want to now go to the temple, talk to the deities to seek an answer. But the other question that I have is, how should we respond back if deities give us, start responding to us? It feels a bit scary.
Very good question. The question that Uday was asking, when you go and stand in front of the deities, and when you talk and the deities respond, how do you respond? GGRR. First, when you go in front of the deities, glorify the deity. When I come and see you, Prabhuji, you looking very fit, handsome lag rahe ho, अच्छे लग रहे हो, घर अच्छा है, गाड़ी अच्छी है. So you glorify the Lord. First G. The second G is you show gratitude towards the Lord. You tell the Lord, Krishna, I don't deserve, but you have given me so much. I don't deserve. You have given me so much. Typically what we do, we desire and we challenge that I deserve. Right? I don't have a big car, I don't have a big house, I don't have, and we go and complain. So I keep saying this, ISKCON is not a police station. ISKCON is a hospital. Temple is not a police station. Temple is a hospital. People come to police station to complain. We go to temple and complain. I don't have this, I don't have that, I want this, I don't want that. That is a police station mentality. When we go to temple, go with a hospital mentality, which is repentance. GGR. Repentance. Oh my Lord, I am very sick. My anarthas are guiding me always. My senses are going everywhere. I don't have the right knowledge. Go and repent to the Lord. And the last R is ask for reward. Ask Krishna something which he can apply on the level of soul, not on the body. Give me pure bhakti. Give me intelligence where I can come to you. Anya Bhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Anuvrata Anukulyanu Krishna. Kamsa saw Krishna, but he wanted to kill Krishna. Ravan is seeing Ram, but he wanted to fight with Ram. Shishupal is seeing Krishna, but he wanted to fight with Krishna. So our bhakti should be anukulyan Krishna. That means bhakti should be favorable. So when we are asking something from the Lord, from Radha Jagannath Baldev, Lord Nitai, ask, please give me intelligence so that I can serve you the way you want to be served. That is, and when you ask and you go in this mood, Krishna will reciprocate in a way which you can accept. Understand that Lord is your best friend. He is your supreme father and your supreme well-wisher. He is more worried about you than you are worried about yourself. Please understand, Lord is more worried about us than we are worried about our own self. So when you go and speak to the deities, speak to them, whatever is in your heart. Ask, I don't want to speak to you. And Krishna will give you intelligence. Sarva suchaham, hriday saministo, matya smatya gyano apohamcha. 15 chapter 15 verse Krishna saying, I am seated in your heart as Paramatma. Sarva suchaham, hriday saministo. Hriday means I am seated in your heart. From me comes remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. So Krishna will give you intelligence to talk to him. Krishna will give you intelligence, the knowledge to ask him questions. So don't worry, I'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Come to the temple at 7 o'clock. He was there last week. 6:55, Prabhu came with his wife. Come over there, talk to the deities, see what they are all about. And then you can stand in front of the deities for 10, 15, 20 minutes. They are not obliged to talk to you, understand that. So request them. Plead. Right? And they will listen. Do that. Try it out. Yes, sir. But the problem is we have not tried it out. We have never spent enough time in front of the deities. हम आते हैं, इधर बैठ छुआ, $2 डाले, चला मुझे बात You go on out of the temple. Spend time, talk with the deities, and you see how deities reciprocate.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is taken from the quote, the first 6 chapters, and I felt like, for me, this is the heart of Gita, so I thought I wanted to understand it, touch upon it, and now I'm going to touch upon it. Is the shloka is Karmanya Vadikaraste Mafaleshu Kadachana. Because I think that kind of encapsulates how you should behave in your daily life around the Lord as well. So, I'm wondering if you're going to touch on it or we're going to expand on it at some point in time.
Thank you, Shloka. So this shloka is from the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This is from the 2nd chapter, 42nd verse. 2.47. Karmani evadikaraste ma paleshu karachana ma karma Krishna speaks about that, how to perform karma. As I was speaking earlier, we do a duty, karmani eva adhikar. Adhikar का क्या मतलब है? What does adhikar mean? Right. It's a duty. Karmani eva adhikar aste. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Who is ma?
God.
God. So you do your duty and offer the fruits to me. So whatever we do, the fruits belong to Krishna. The fruits doesn't belong to us. We are sitting on it as a thief. कब कोई लोग चोरी करते हैं ना, if people steal something, they will have restless nights, they will have sleepless nights, because they are stealing something. Similarly, at the moment, it will be a bit heavy for all of us, but everything belongs to Krishna, and we are saying this: my house, my car, my wife, my job, my house. And Krishna is saying, Karmani eva adhikaraste ma paleshu kadachana. Do your duty and offer it to me. When we do this, then we will not have stress, anxiety, fear, depression. So this is the meaning of that verse. Do everything
But my question to that is then what about motivation? Because what about motivation? Because in itself it may not be enough, and we need to have that love for the Lord and be that servant mentality to then see that I'm doing everything for Him and this is part of that. Versus just knowing that I need to do duty and duty is in the service of God. But how do you get motivation for duty if nothing is you? It's for yourself. Which I think is kind of we covered in the last few lessons that it's not you're living for the Lord, and that's how we should do it in the first place. And if that's what you do, then this becomes clear that if you're doing everything for the Lord, then your duty is for the Lord, and you don't have to worry about the motivation, because the motivation is the Lord itself. Did that correctly?
So the question that Sharatha was asking, if everything belongs to the Lord, then what is the motivation for us to do? So if everything belongs to the Lord, then what is the motivation? And Arjuna is asking the same question in the 8th chapter. Why do I fight? What should I fight for? And Krishna said, 8th chapter, 7th verse. Tasmat sarvesu kalesu mad anusmara yuddhacha. What is it? Mad anusmara. You fight, but remember me. He's not going not to fight. Because fighting is your duty. So similarly, our duty, what is the motivation for us? Krishna has given me a family to manage. I will do it in my best ability to take them back to Krishna. Krishna has given me a beautiful son, a beautiful daughter, a beautiful wife, parents to look after. I will do it in such a way that this becomes their last life. That is the purpose of the human form of life, not to take another birth. Guru na tatsya, Shishya na tatsya. I can't remember the show, 5.5.18. 5.5.18. Right? 5th canto, 5th chapter, 18th verse, Srimad Bhagavatam. Rishabdev is calling out very clearly. Don't become a father, don't become a husband, don't become a friend, don't become a guru, don't become a deity or devta unless you can liberate your dependence. Very heavy. Don't become a father, don't become a mother, don't become a friend, don't become a guru, don't become teacher unless you can liberate your dependence. This is Shastras. This is not a dog and cat business. ये बच्चे पैदा किए, वो भी मर गए और हम भी मर गए. No. The goal of human form of life is if I have a dependent, then I will make sure that they will not take another birth. But for that, I should be very clear. Janma sarthaka paropkar. That is what we do. Janma sarthaka. Look after first me. If I can't protect myself, I cannot protect my kids. Once a wife asked the husband, what are your priorities of your life? Wife is asking husband, the husband is asking wife, what is the priority of your life? The wife is saying, my first priority is kids. Second priority is you, my husband. And third priority is me. The wife is asking, what about you, honey? The wife is asking back, what are your 3 priorities, the husband? The husband is saying, the first priority of my life is me. The second priority is the kids. And third priority is you. The wife got annoyed. Fair? Reasonable? Relatable? Relatable, okay. And the husband, wife is asking, for me, my first priority is my kids. But for you, the first priority is you. Why? The husband gave a beautiful answer. He said, if I cannot look after myself properly, if I am not stable properly, how can I look after you and my kids? This is very profound, very deep. If I cannot look after myself properly, if I cannot rescue myself from Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, then why should I create dependence? Is this making sense? Remember, this is very heavy. हम अपना kids should go to grammar school. My kids should go to at least one holiday every year. My daughter should do this. My daughter should get married to a rich guy. This is our mentality. But ideally, in Vedic perspective, the Vedic life teaches us not about this, because this is not going to give happiness anyways. It is important. But Vedic life teaches us ये जन्म के बाद कोई माँ के पेट में नहीं जाना है. I don't want to go into any mother's womb after this life. This is Vedic perspective. People in Satyug, Treta Yug, Kali Yug, Dwapar Yug, they were very clear. Very clear. There were no two ifs and buts. Very focused. Vaivasatmika buddhi ekehu karmandana. Bhaushakhaya anantasya buddhiyo avadyasya. Vaivasatmika buddhi means have single pointed attention. Okay, I want to go back to where I belong to. If you take the fish out of the water and give them business class ticket in Emirates, will the fish be happy?
No.
No. Why? Because the fish doesn't belong outside the water. Similarly, we don't belong over here. None of us belong to this world. We are not made for here. This is not made in India, made in China product. We are made in Golok Vrindavan product. We are made in Golok Vrindavan, and that's where we have to go back to. When you have a blockage in your heart, you do a bypass surgery, yes or no? You put a stent in your heart, you do a bypass surgery. But when you have blockages in your mind, what do you do? Do we have blockage in the mind? Yes or no? Please be honest.
Yes.
Please raise your hand if you believe you have blockages in your head, in mind. Thank you. This is honesty. When we have blockages in our mind, we have to chant the holy name, and only Bhakti Yoga process will unblock the blockages. Man mana bhav man bhakto. Man. The problem is mind. The problem is mind. I was just talking to someone. I came from a lunch from someone's house, and that guest, that host was sharing that his brother-in-law has lost confidence अपने आप में, and he's unable to do anything. 37-year-old, 3 साल का बच्चा, living in US, Dallas. He's unable to do anything. Just lost confidence. Self-confidence in era. We have so many mental blockages, so many mental problems. You know, when I give a class, when I have a program, every Friday night, one lady comes to my house to our program. She's an Ayurvedic doctor, and somehow she went into depression. एक बेटा पैदा हुआ, पता ही नहीं चला. Second pregnancy, she didn't even realize she's pregnant. She delivered the baby. Now the kids are 16 years and 11 years. The father is looking after the kids. The mother has no idea. Absolutely no idea. We have so many mental blockages. एक के बाद I can give you cases after cases. I've been doing this for 20 years now almost. And I can relate stories and एक के बाद बोल सकता हूँ प्रभु जी, कल सुबह हो जाएगी. The point is, what Gita में जो लिखा है वो accept करना जरूरी है. Try for 6 months. I always tell everybody, try for 6 months. 6 महीने कोशिश करो कि जो गीता में कृष्ण ने मुझे बोला है, let me try it as it is. And अगर 6 महीने के बाद अगर आपको ठीक नहीं लगता है, when you are on your deathbed with the last 5 breaths, you will not have a regret. Yeah, I didn't try it when I was 40, when I was 30, when I was 20. But at the time of death, you realize, I should have tried it. It is too late. It is too late. So the process of Bhakti Yoga, it is the most simplest, the sweetest, the safest, and the swiftest. 4S. Very simple. I'm not going to I just made it up. The safest, the sweetest, what is that?
Simplest.
Swiftest,
Simplest.
4S. Simplest. Very simple. Chanting, dancing, feasting, repeating. भगवान का नाम लो, भगवान को प्रसाद ऑफर करो, भगवान को प्रसाद ग्रहण करो, भक्तों के संग में नाचो कूदो और रिपीट करो. Chanting, dancing, feasting and repeating. This is the process. Chant the holy name. Everybody has a tongue fitted in their mouth. कोई बोल नहीं सकता कि मैं टंग लाना भूल गया, मोबाइल भूल सकते, गाड़ी भूल सकते, बच्चे भूल गए. यहाँ पे एक बार after the program, one dad forgot the son over here, वो घर चले गए, and this was closed. And then Guru Prabhu को phone आता है कि where is my son? You can forget your son, but you cannot forget your tongue. I'm not joking. Anyway, that's all. Someone forgot after the program, बच्चा खेल रहा है, बंद करके dad is gone. You can forget your kids. I'm sure you can forget your wife also. And you cannot forget your tongue. And Krishna is such an intelligent person that he's put a tongue in everybody's mouth so that we don't forget to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. My request to all of you, come to temple tomorrow morning, 6:55 for 7 o'clock darshan. Come once at 7 a.m. if you have not come. If you can come at 4:30 in the morning, even better. But don't come at 4:30 because if you come at 4:30 in the morning, you will lose your heart. So come at 7 o'clock, you will lose your mind. 4:30 in the morning is the most mesmerizing time. Right? When you see the deities in the morning, your heart will be lost. So if you're not prepared to lose your heart at 4:30, come at 7 o'clock to lose your mind. Uday Prabhu, can you watch for it? Right? Come, spend some time, taste the reality. Don't take illusion too seriously. Don't take illusion too seriously. You are taking illusion too seriously. Yes or no? Because of this mental blockage. We all have to have bypass surgery of our mind immediately. All of us are in emergency situation. We have an emergency over here. We are racing towards death, or अब तक पता नहीं कि मैं कहाँ जाने वाला हूँ. Where am I coming from? I don't know. Where am I going after that? वो पता नहीं. हम घूम रहे, मजा मस्ती कर रहे. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. What fine, बाबा? झूठ पे झूठ, मैं fine, thank you. झूठ पे झूठ. Monday जाओगे सब झूठ बोलते. First week, how are you? Fine, thank you. How are you? Fine, thank you. What fine? जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि इसका solution नहीं है. आदि देवी, आध्यात्मिक, आदि भौतिक. The disease caused by the mind, by other living entities, and by natural disturbances. These are the seven problems which we are facing day in, day out. We don't have a solution for that. And we are talking about anything and everything. Look at that. Sorry, I'm talking. If anybody wants to go for Prashadam, as I said, 6:30, Khatam ho gaya class. So if anybody wants to go for Prashadam, feel free to go. And if you want to have question answers, I'm happy to stay back. Yes? So if anybody wants to go, please have Prashadam outside. It's already ready. But I'll be back to go for Prashadam. Mataji, you know, as a Rajesh, we can go for the Mataji.
My question is very simple. You said we are not the body, we are the Atma. Atma told the soul is the
No, soul has a form. Please understand, soul has a form. We can't see the form of the soul. Soul has a form, Paramatma has a form. I never said soul has a form. But it is very, very minute. Some chip are the soul has features, the soul has characteristics.
And when it comes to God, you said the bodily form of the God has to be worthy.
Yes. I didn't say that. Krishna said it. Yes.
And second thing you said about you need to surrender your ego to the God. But God also has the ego, is all what we. Now, my question is, this is all mixed up. And are we assuming the Lord's ego or no? What happens?
Okay, so the question is, we have our own false ego, and God has his own ego. Is that
Yeah,
right?
because God says, yeah,
Do this for me.
mine.
This is my mind. Okay. So Lord is not saying that everything belongs to mine to show his superiority. Please understand this very carefully. If a boy is lost in a huge mela, and 4 people can help him, the first person can give him some food and he can walk away. Second person can give him some dress and walk away. The third person can give him some medicine and walk away. But the fourth person takes the boy and takes him to his dad and says, "This is your father, you have been lost." The father will give him unlimited wealth, unlimited food, because he is son of a billionaire. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is not saying anything and everything so that he is proving his superiority. That is not the mood we should understand. He is showing his opulence so that we understand that we belong to him. He doesn't have to prove this to anybody. कि देखो मेरे पास कितना पैसा है, मेरे पास गाड़ी है, घर है, मेरे पास मान है. That is not the mood. That is not
Stop watching movies.
That is not Viva. So Krishna is not saying this. Krishna is not saying this, that everything is just a spark of my opulence in the 10th chapter. So show his superiority. No. Krishna is saying this so that we get attracted, so that we can go back to where we eternally belong. So it is not his false ego or his ego which we should take it that way, but we should take it that my Father has unlimited wealth, unlimited beauty, unlimited opulence, and what am I doing over here? We should accept it that way, that mood, then we have a right understanding. And then we will be desperate to go to him. Krishna is desperate for us, but we are not desperate for him. Do you have any kids from me? No, okay. You ask parents who has kids. As parents, we are desperate for our kids to come back to us. But if the kids are not desperate, what can we do? So Krishna is desperate for us. Do this, do that, don't do the wrong thing, do the right thing. As parents, it is a full-time job to correct the kids, right? Yes, some mother in the as parents, we always want our kids to be the right path. That is the way it is. Okay. Yes, Pooja Mother. Yes, Mother.
My question, I'm also very hesitant to say I must say anything. So the thing that you said earlier about you don't belong here, like the fish don't belong outside the water. So fish remain in the water, like where they are. How come we are somewhere we don't belong? And it's not just me then, it's like the whole world, all that yogini and lives after lives that's happening with everyone. So yeah, I couldn't follow it.
दुनिया बनाने वाली क्या तेरे मन में समाई काहे को दुनिया बनाई. That is the question. Why are we over here? Correct? Yes or no? That is a very common question. Krishna answers this in Bhagavad Gita, and I'll just explain it very simple, not a short way. Which part of the city are you in India?
No,
Lucknow. Anybody from Chandigarh? Oh, you're from Chandigarh. Chandigarh is a very planned city in India. So they plan the city and then they build the city. So when you build a city, you build universities, colleges, right? Big parks, gardens, nice nice stadiums. But in one part of the city, you also have a jail. Yes or no? Yes or no? Jail बनाते नहीं बनाते? Jail क्यों बनाते हैं? Because the government knows कि यहाँ पे 5 करोड़ में से 5,000 लोग तो कुछ उल्टा सीधा करने वाले हैं, उसको अलग दिखाना पड़ेगा. Yes or no? We have a jail in Deer Park over here, prison house. Right? The 7 million people in Victoria, they still have a prison house over here. Why? Because some small component of the people will do things which are not favorable. Similarly, this world is compared to a jail. This world is compared to a jail. In jail, we have different wings. जब संजय दत्त जेल में जाता है, वो जेल में टीवी भी था और एसी भी था. And जब सब कोई पिक पॉकेटर जाता है जेल में, तो उसको खाना भी ढंग से नहीं मिलता. But even Sanjay Dutt is in a jail, a politician is in a jail, Jayalalitha was in jail, Kejriwal was in a jail, and again a pickpocketer was in a jail. Yes or no? Do we all agree with this? Similarly, this world is a jail without any four walls. And Krishna is giving us a chance to come out of the jail. This world has a very small portion of the people of spiritual world. जैसा जेल में 5,000 लोग हैं, तो जेल के बाहर कितने लोग होंगे? In Melbourne, we have 7 million people. Jail may have 5,000 people. But if a boy who is born in a jail, if a kid who is born in a jail, he doesn't have a visibility of what is happening outside the jail. Yes or no? Right? So for that kid, he is seeing these people who are in the jail from the birth, because he has never seen people outside the jail. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, our scriptures is giving us a visibility out of the jail. Come back to Golok Vrindavan. It has unlimited beauty, unlimited palaces, unlimited everything. But we are stuck in a jail. So there's a proposition over here from Krishna. Sarva dharma parityajaya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Am tva sarva papebhyo mokshayam masajaha. Krishna says, surrender, abandon all varieties of religion. 18th chapter 66 verse. Abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender on to me. I will deliver you from all sinful reaction to not fear. So Krishna says, we are in a jail, come out of the jail. So the fish is in the water, she's very happy, and is very happy. Similarly, when we were in our original kingdom of God, spiritual world, we are very happy. All of us are in a jail one time. Some people are in the A class jail, some people are in the B class jail, some people are in the C class jail. Sanjay Dutt, the politician, Kejriwal, in a C class jail with AC, with nice bikini, and some people in a B class jail. In India, and some people are C class jail. In South Africa, in Israel, whatever. But everybody are in a jail. Everybody is in a jail. Right? Is it making sense, Vishnu? Vishnu Prabhu is a God's name. Have you heard it? It's from background. Yes, ma'am.
Prabhuji, actually discussed that the pain at the time of death is 40 times by the
40,000.
40,000 scorpions biting till that pain. But this is only when I think we are in our old age, like we see, then you see that pain and slowly coming. What will you say for a person who just died in sleep or not just talking and suddenly he's gone? And then you say, oh, that must be good karma, because we all say like we have to face fear. We are in the world. Like that definition, can you just help me to understand?
Okay, the question is, the Shastras say that the pain at the time of death is like 40,000 scorpions biting at once. So if someone is dying with some disease, we can understand. But if someone is dying in sleep, is the pain same? The answer to that, the pain is same at the time of death. The time of death is the same time, 1 second. Someone may be suffering from cancer for 6 months and he is dying at once, or someone is dying in a sleep in a heart attack. Like she passed away in a hotel on a cardiac arrest, right? The pain is same. The pain is not different. So the pain at the time of death is same. The pain is not different. The question is whether you suffer for 6 months and die, or you sleep, you die in sleep. Is the pain different? And the pain is pain.
And how about the karma when we say, like, he doesn't die of old health, old age, or disease, or tarap right? If
in itself is everything. But this life, in a line of infinity, this life is just a small dot. In a line of infinity, this life is a small, insignificant dot. Now, the pain in this dot, or the pain in the previous dot, or the pain in the future dot, the pain is pain. But the intelligence is, we should think, I don't want to take another birth. That is intelligence. I don't want to come into any mother's womb. I want to finish my business in this lifetime. That is intelligence. So we should think how I can take up the process of Krishna consciousness more seriously, more sincerely. And what do I need to do? We should ask questions. That is the question we should be asking.
I think what we just discussed this 2 days, 3 days ago. So I wanted to die and to say to Krishna when I die, and I want to see that form. That's what we just discussed.
Last Thursday weekend.
Last Thursday, Bhagavad, Ante Narayan Smriti. Ante Narayan Smriti. So if you want to remember Krishna at the time of death, then life is a preparation. Death is an examination. So how we prepare a life, that will help us to remember Krishna at the time of death. If you are a student in a university, you will not study during the semester, and if you have to do an exam, you will fail. But if you have studied throughout the semester, when the exam comes, you are not worried. Correct? I had the same thing when I was in engineering. मेरे साथ एक फ्लैटमेट था, his name was Himanshu Trivedi from Gujarat. वो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इंजीनियरिंग कर रहा था. पूरे सेमेस्टर में इतना पढ़ता था, एग्जाम के पहले he used to watch movies. DDLJ, दिल तो पागल है, ये सब पूरे मूवी देखने लगा था. और हम लोग मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग वाले पूरे सेमेस्टर में पढ़ते थे, और लास्ट सेमेस्टर में लास्ट तक इतना पढ़ने का टेंशन था कि दिन रात वही करते थे. So this Himanshu guy was chill out. He was prepared. People like us are not prepared. But then the third category of people who did not study, did not appear, and they failed. So Krishna is so merciful. He is giving the question paper. Ante kale chama evam smaran bhukva kaleva. You remember me the time of that. And he is giving the answer paper. You prepare your life. Sadato kito yanto mam. You prepare your life, you remember me. So Krishna is giving the question paper, Krishna is giving the answer paper. And in spite of that, if we fail, then हमारे से बड़ा मूर्ख कोई नहीं है. Krishna is such a merciful teacher. Question paper भी दे रहा है, answer paper भी दे रहा है, तो भी हमें खोलने की टाइम नहीं. We don't want to read, we don't want to prepare. अब इससे ज़्यादा कौन क्या कर सकता है? Question paper दे रहा है, answer paper दे रहा है, guarantee दे रहा है. 46 minutes discussion is giving 22 times guarantee. You do this, you come back to me. You do this, you come back to me. You do this, you come back to me. ना हमने कभी खोला है, ना कभी पढ़ा है, ना कभी समझा है.
Thank you, Prabhu.
क्या है विष्णु? But you contact these people in answer the maybe timing, right? So if you're available on Saturday, contact these people. If you're available on Friday, contact